Whoa! Oh, what? Yo! Oh! Doesn't trigger the catapult. Yes! I found a new set! I have found the Turbo Jungle set. This is Thomas & Friends Trackmaster. This looks very unusual. There are some very strange track parts in this set. The Thomas in this, it says it goes 2 times faster. It's a Turbo Thomas. Wow, how good is that? Now we're going to investigate this playset just to see how much fun it is, just to see if he can go jumping and crashing. That's all we want to see. Okay, let's do it. I'm not going to talk about price or what I paid for this yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's a chunkier style box. What I didn't like was I couldn't find any boxes that didn't have damage. This is one of the better ones that I found. Most boxes I saw in store, they seem to be ripped in this area here. I like to get nice pristine stuff. Well, because I keep the boxes because, well, that's what I do. Let's take a look at the back. There is a lot to read here. There's multiple languages. I think the main thing here is it says Turbo Thomas launches off the tracks and into a temple. And the Thomas is 2 times faster. Really, that's the most important info that I've gleaned off all that writing on the back. Okay, I'm going to come in and just briefly talk about what's going on here. Okay, these 3 sets. I've got the Thomas with the Ace Racer. I can't find Nia and the Elephant. I've looked everywhere for this. Can't find it in store. I have got Young Bao and whatever Young Bao is pulling along there. These look like high-speed engines here because of the piece of track there. I think that's a Thomas, I think that's a Percy, and I think, but I'm not sure, that one there is a diesel. I hope it's diesel. Yes, this Trackmaster 2 playset I've got, it's called the Boat and Sea set. Maybe it's this side of the playset that's worrying me. Maybe it's the best fun we've ever had. I'm yet to review it. I'd like it if that information there was a bit bigger and took up a bit more real estate on the box. So it is promoting the Big World, Big Adventures toys. And I look at the box artwork very carefully, and on this one here, notably, I took a look in the background there. What's going on in the background? What's that bucket of toys over the back there? Let's take a look. So we've got the couch here. Underneath the couch is a lovely rug. In front of the rug, there is a bucket here with some spilt track and a Thomas. I think that's classic Trackmaster there, track. And that looks like a Thomas Wooden Railway Thomas. It's all out of focus and all, but I think I'm right in saying that. And I think the message that we're getting there is, well, that's the old stuff that we don't play with anymore, and down here is the new stuff that we all want to have and play with. So just remember that spilt bucket of toys, and we'll also traverse across here, and let's take a look. There's like a strange blue ball there with some soft toys. We're just digressing into a memory game here. Here's another Thomas playset here. Can you see any similarities? Well, I can see a soft toy there that I'm sure was in the other picture. I can see that strange circular toy there, and there's also a Thomas playmat, and there is the spilt bucket of classic Trackmaster toys. Okay, take a good mental note of what's going on in the background there. Okay, you got that snapshot into your head. And this is going to seem magical. Let's take a look at this picture here. You're going to say that picture's the same as before. Well, no, I think that's in a different position. And if we go across here, I think that's in the same position. And I can also, again, see the spilt bucket of classic Trackmaster toys. Well, that was enough to totally derail this video. I wonder if all these children are related and live in the same house. I'll tell you what, they've got some awesome Thomas toys, haven't they? There is one part in this box that I always look at with these sets. It's on this end here. Let's take a look at the track parts. Best thing about these boxes is they teach you the world languages. Of course, the top one is English. There's contents. Continuant, in hold, continuo, in hold, continuo, conjudo, in hold, sacilo, in hold, and ha-ho! With Trackmaster 2, this panel here, for me, can make or break a playset just by looking at it in store. We get an excellent Thomas in this, I hope. The Mayan Temple piece worries me because this piece here will need these other pieces to work with it. But the fact we get 4 nice long straights here is nice. We get a set of points, we get some curves here like we normally do. And maybe this piece here is very interesting, but also what I find curious is what looks like something from Thunderbird's Tracy Island, the old palm trees that fall over when something happens. I think the thing that drew me into this toy was the fact we get this specialized Thomas. It will be curious to see whether it works on a normal playset. My fear is that these playsets, the children will get into this part here, and I see this happening a lot, and they try to steal, well, basically the special part of the playset, which is of course a Thomas. It's got an unusual bubble here, which I don't think I can do my Ghost or Invisible Thomas with. I'll just have to cut here without saying the word knife, or else the video gets demonetized in an instant. And hopefully we get this Thomas and specialized piece of track out. Oops! Thank goodness it didn't fall to the floor. Okay, there's the Thomas there. Wow, it is different. Now I've got it in my hand. It's quite a weighty little toy. Yes, just try and work out how this one works. Very, very curious indeed. Very curious. I like this part of the toy box. I think it's the best fun. And yeah, maybe I can do an invisible Thomas cloak if I carefully cut around here. I know some people hate me doing that. But look, I love annoying people, so I'm going to do one. Well, like a good boy, I did that off camera because someone would say, "You can't show things like that anymore because it's your kids' YouTube. Someone might cut themselves." I've cut out the piece of plastic there, and once I put this onto this double speed Thomas, it will be invisible. Oh, it half works. I can't see the top of Thomas at all, but I can see his wheels because it doesn't come down to the bottom here. Anyway, you get the gist of how they work. One of the best things about a toy box. And I can see the bottom there, and if I pull it off, bang, there you go, double speed Thomas is back. Well, no, that's going to stir up the haters. Let me put batteries into this Thomas and look at it independently before we get into the playset, because I'm seeing some things on this which seem very curious. Okay, this is our turbo jungle theme, double speed, blah blah Thomas. Yes, it's got that detailing that Trackmaster 2 does in the sense that it feels like it's printed on. There's the front of the face there. I think we could have done without the goggles. Maybe you like that aspect to it. Well, personally, I could have done without it. That's the other side there. Like a lot of Trackmaster 2 stuff, there's no detailing on the back. We're missing our buffer detailing. I think it's gone for good, and it wasn't until I had a look inside this Thomas here, initially I thought this is like a standard core, but then when I started to look a bit more carefully, there's little things going on here, like little tabs underneath here which interact with the track that will actually give it the turbo power, and it took a little bit of playing to work out how this works. And if I just do that, then I hope you saw that, you get a burst of speed when Thomas interacts with certain parts of the track. It doesn't stay on that turbo speed. I'm yet to work out a trick to make it stay on because I want the thing to be tearing around as fast as possible. I did, of course, make a comparison with a normal core, and I thought, well, they look very similar in scale and size, but they're actually a little bit different. And I thought to myself, well, I'll be sneaky and I'll put this turbo core into another Thomas here, like a standard core, or standard shell, should I say. And of course it's a little bit too long, which is sad because I think we would have been putting our cores into other toys, wouldn't we? And then vice versa, if I get the standard core and if I go to put it into the Turbo Thomas shell, you can see there it's a sloppy fit. If you can screw it in the front, but the back doesn't go. So no mixing and matching there, which is sort of sad. I would have preferred if things mixed and matched. But anyway, that's what's going on there. It will be very interesting to see how this plays out on the playset once I get that playset built up. And it just took me a bit of time to understand what's going on here. When it's set like that with yellow, Thomas stays normal speed. And it's not until you retrain this into that there and it raises up a piece of plastic, then Thomas gets triggered underneath and he does a power burst of extra speed. Now it's only a burst of speed. Okay, it's not long-lived. Okay, and what I found very curious was I tried to emulate what the raised bit of plastic is doing underneath there, and do you think I could trigger a double speed by manipulating underneath there? So whatever's happening here, it's real Thomas magic, I can tell you, because I haven't been able to emulate it with my silly fingers. Anyway, after that discussion then, we'll get into this playset and we'll see how it plays out and do the old dump from underneath, which I rarely ever do. It's got a great big whopper plastic of cardboard there. Well, there goes something on the floor. The constructions are there. Nice colour constructions. Very untidy, isn't it? I can see the giant Maya temple there. Is that deckle decals there? Yes. Okay, that's nice. That's what we need in playsets. And I'll just get the rest of this out, nice and gently, of course. Yo! Woo! I'll tell you what, there are some very large pieces that come out of that box that sort of surprised me. This piece here looks very interesting in the way it's got this, what would you call that? It's almost like a catapult system, isn't it? That's very strange. That looks like the Mayan temple that catches Thomas when he goes flying at his double speed. There's our Thunderbird Tracy Island palm trees there. The curves, nice jungle green, isn't it? Because it's all jungle these days. Bits of track like that, the nice straights that we like to have lots of straights in our lives. And more, you know, very, very bright, colourful pieces. There's not too many steckle decals to deal with. They're nice and large. The instructions, again, they're nice and colourful. I love the coloured instructions. That really helps in making these play sets. It looks like a pretty simple set to build up. And I like the big picture like this. Then again, these really help you understand how the playset goes together. I like seeing that. Often I used to use the box artwork to build a playset up. There's 1,000,000,001 languages here, lots of stuff here you're never going to read. And this is the important one, the before you play section, to study that there. I normally don't look at that. And also the how to play down there, important to read as well. I'm just trying to size up whether I'll be able to fit this playset onto the table here. I'd like to show it on this table because I've got more control down here and there's a swim school making a lot of noise outside. I've just playing with this piece here and nearly got my fingers... Oh, I won't say what happened, but if you look at this... Whoa, you want to see that again? That's quite a dynamic piece. So whatever happens along here is very, very fast action. I wouldn't want to be a rat caught in this. Ouch. I'll just show you this piece from another angle. You might get a bit of a jump, eh? Ooh, yeah. I think the only way I can describe that, it's something like you find on an aircraft carrier that launches planes into the air. And now I think why Thomas does his leap, I think. If I put Thomas there and I just edge him forward, watch what happens here. Oh! Ouch, Thomas, sorry. Well, next thing I'll do, I'll get the steckle decals on, I'll get the playset hopefully on this table here. Okay, I've only just fitted this onto the review table. It's actually quite long. It's roughly 6 feet long in length. It's a very impressive playset to look at. Very visually dynamic in all sorts of ways. If I was going to detail the length of the playset and width in rubber chickens, it's about 4 rubber chickens in length. So it's quite a long playset, and it's about 1.5 rubber chickens in width. I'll let you into a little secret. When I go to the hardware shop to measure things up, I take my rubber chicken to get the size of things. I never use a measuring tape. With this playset, apart from being dynamic in colour, it's quite dynamic in where the toys can go in this. I haven't made it up exactly as the constructions say. I've done my Thunderbird's trees in a clump there. And just on from the palm trees there's some slippy slidey fun there where we're a little bit track free. And then we come up to the Catapult. This is extremely dynamic. This is the thing that determines Thomas's fate in a sense. And once you set it, he will go down here and basically launch into the Temple of Doom. But it's only when Thomas exits the Temple of Doom, he goes down on this curve here, and then he comes across one of those accelerating points there. And those speed zones can be set to accelerate or just to basically send the train around normally. But there's something that I can see even before I play with this playset is there's lots of opportunity for misadventure in the nicest way. We like Thomas to have little crashes and bangs. There's also a different fates that you can take. You can play the safe route or you can play the dangerous route. And there's also that dynamic aspect where you can change Thomas's speed. So yes, this is a very, very different sort of Thomas and Friends set. Without setting any speed traps or things to make Thomas fly in the air, I'll just give Thomas a normal run here. So go under the Temple of Doom. He comes around this way here. Be careful there, Thomas. The edge of the table's there. He won't pick up speed there because we haven't said he's gone through his Tracy Island Thunderbird's trees and he comes back here. Okay, I think I've seen enough of that. Let me reset the trees. I like playing with those because they remind me of Thunderbirds, and I will set this speed trap. Yes. So we'll send Thomas on his way here. He's got one speed trap set. We'll very carefully watch what happens to him, hey? Apparently he does double speed from that point there. Oh yeah, I quite like that. In fact, we might want to see that again. I don't have to reset that trap, but the Thunderbird's trees are fallen over. Have a very careful look and listen. Oh, I like it a lot. I'll reset the Thunderbird's palm trees there. I'll keep that speed trap set there. I will set up this other speed trap 2 on. I'm going to move Thomas forward of this catapult area here, and I'm going to set the catapult. Ooh, yeah. Okay, Thomas, it's going to be do or die from here on. We'll watch him very carefully on this run. It's going to be very dynamic, I hope. Over the back there, nice and fast, and here we go. Oh, crikey, did I capture that? It happens very, very fast. Double speed run from the back there, and because I haven't reset that catapult, he'll do the safe run. While he's doing the safe run, I'll reset this. Keep it close, double speed there. Ready for the catapult and fly! Woo! Double speed run there, double speed run there. Whoa! I like that a lot. It's a lot of fun. And back on the safe route because we haven't reset the catapult. I'll have to do a proper study with some slow motion cameras on this outside. I'm a bit cramped in here. I'd like to put one piece of rolling stock on the Thomas. Just as Thomas comes around here, I'll just grab him. And the other thing I noticed about this Thomas is he's got a, well, what would I call it, a clip connector coupler, which is a little bit strange, and I'll need two hands to pull those together. I've got that coupled on. I don't know why he hasn't got the normal coupling system that you see on the other trains. Okay, we'll get him going. Quickly reset these palm trees. Yep, this playset is going to keep you busy. With one piece of rolling stock, I'm just playing it safe initially. Let's just see how this Thomas, Turbo Thomasy thing works for us, especially around that flippy slidey area. Yes, I quite like that. And the next run round we will set the catapult, man. Something highly addictive about watching this. The main thing there is it made me laugh, and I think if you got children it's going to make them laugh. What we need in this playset is more rolling stock. Let me just set Thomas off here. Okay, and I'll set the catapult again and hopefully get another laugh. I like the double speed bit, and get ready for... I could do that all day long. I'm a glutton for punishment and I like to laugh, and this is making me laugh. I've just put that on there. Let's get Thomas going, and then I'll reset the deathly catapult. Woo! Double speed and get ready for absolutely zero. Double speed there and get ready for... Woo! I think I totally missed it, but I've got to do it again. Double speed area around the slippery slope and... Woo! I don't think I can ever repeat that again, and we're going to get a double speed here. Don't know what's going to happen with that explosives wagon. Oh, it's back on track. That's amazing. Let's reset the catapult. I think the best fun is that part there. Double speed there. Get ready, get ready. Woo! Whoa. Okay, I'm seeing what happens. You give Thomas a bit of work, and basically he hasn't got enough energy to get up to here. He falls down into the bottom of the Temple of Doom, but that is, I think, the best fun of this playset. A lot of fun, I tell you, and maybe we'll just... I'm just going to do it again. I like it when it all goes wrong. Reset the catapult. Oh, yes, and... Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm actually giving this a thumbs up. I know you're going to say, but Leo, it hasn't got too many standard track parts. But as a novelty Trackmaster set, the Temple of Doom's doing it for me. I'm having all sorts of evil thoughts. If you've got your little Thomas toy that you're struggling to love, well, you can put it here, and we can give it a smackdown. Make sure your catapult set, and send your lovely Thomas on his run there over the back into the high-speed bit. Yes, 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 and yes! Yes, 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 I love it. Yes, I like this playset a lot. I like it a lot. Reset the catapult of death. Get your Thomas back on track. Yeah, and we're going to carefully watch this one, aren't we? Double speed, slippy slidey, and... Woo! Yeah! I'm worried that I'm starting to scratch up and smack around my lovely Turbo Speed Thomas there. I want to try and keep it as pristine as possible. Maybe we can put on this playset a character that you're struggling with, and maybe I've got the perfect character here. Lexi. I like to fiddle with the Thunderbird's trees. I should be fiddling with them more, shouldn't I? And we'll give Lexi a bit of a quiet run first. Lexi's the experimental all back to front engine that a lot of people seem to struggle with. I see a lot of Lexis sitting in store not being purchased, but I'm sort of saying give Lexi a go. Understand where Lexi comes from. Oh. Of course, Lexi won't do double speed because, well, Lexi hasn't got the funkiness that Turbo Speed's Thomas has got, hey, but we can set the catapult like this and send Lexi into another galaxy, I hope. Let's see if it works. Oh, what? Oh, come on, don't tell me it only works with that Turbo Speed Thomas. Let's give it another go. Please throw Lexi into outer space for me, please. Oh, what? Maybe if I give Lexi the proper nudge here, we might get it to go. Oh, yes! I missed it. What? What? I'm going to reset this and I want to see that. Please work. Please, please, please to another galaxy and... Oh no, if I'm going to have to do a little hand trigger again, let me watch up this way. Whoa! Oh my goodness, I think Lexi got through but left her oil behind, so how could she be proud about the oil? That's just amazing, I can't believe it. Go Lexi, go, and she's going to climb out of her own vat of oil there. There you go. Yes, Lexi's oil powered. Okay, that was experimental. Let me just try Lexi. Oh, there you go. I keep putting on back the front. That's the problem, isn't it? Let me just try Lexi by herself, in a sense, without the oil, and see if we can fling her into outer space. And she's coming around the back there. And let's hopefully see her do something momentous here. Go, Lexi. I don't understand why. Ready, set, and go! Somehow Lexi has made it through, but why isn't this engine triggering that? It starts to open up a whole can of... Yes! It does work! Well, that's the first time it worked without me fiddling and diddling. Let's try it again. Maybe Lexi's starting to warm to the idea of going into outer space via this catapult. Go, Lexi, and... Yes! Oh, yes, yes, yes! I've reset the catapult, and I just want to see once more, just one more time, see if I can get Lexi and the oil to get catapulted into outer space. Go, Lexi, and... Oh, why? Go. Okay, well, she's stuck in the Temple of Doom with Harrison Ford, and her oil drums are left behind on the catapult. I'm just going to give Lexi a break there. I've just brought out a standard Trackmaster Thomas. Okay, I've just got the catapult set. Let's see how this one performs, if we can get it to trigger on the catapult. It won't do a double speed thing, because it hasn't got that special feature that the Turbo Jungle Thomas has. Let's just watch carefully here. Oh yes. But we're stuck in the Temple of Doom. With a bit of Thomas love, yes, we can get Thomas going again, and we can come along here, track Thomas as he's going along here, and watch again. Yes. Oh, made it round. Nice work, Thomas. And we'll watch it again. We've got to reset the catapult, which I like to do. It's a lot of fun, that thing. And here we go. Yes. Highly addictive play. Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. I could be fiddling and diddling with this all day. I think it's more fun when it goes wrong. Okay, you can't keep your eyes off a catapulting Thomas, can you? It happens really fast. It just also dawned on me, this playset hasn't got like a breakout set of points where you can join onto another playset, but hey, well, that's one little mark against it, but there's a lot of other weird things going on here that I like. I've just got a Steam and Percy here, and I want to just see how the different versions of Thomas and Friends toys work on this playset, and I'll also be setting the catapult because this is all the fun. Okay, we'll watch the... Oh yes, and it's stuck actually, so we'll let Percy do the other route. And I'll just save that Steelworks Thomas. I think it's a Steelworks Thomas there. Oh, there's almost going to be a collision at the back. I'll just get some I'd like to get some separation between the two by doing that. I'll let Thomas pass by, but I'll set the trap for Percy, if that makes any sense. That is a Steaming Percy. Let's see if he can get catapulted to heaven. Yes, there he goes. He's made it through. That's nice to see. Remembering they won't do the double speed because they haven't got that little trick that's under them, and they're sort of caught up with each other again. I love this bit. I like this a lot. Sort of thing you can't keep your eyes off. Yeah! We'll give Percy a wacko. Oh, yes, he didn't. He got a big whack, didn't he? I know the Percy fandom will get upset with that, but it's only a toy and it's the fun of it, isn't it? Okay, go Percy, go! Woo! Made it. Oh, actually stuck on the Temple of Doom. Let's try, is it Hugo? I hope I've got the name right there. I do have Thomas mental blanks and there's so many names to remember. Oh, a bit sluggish, isn't it? I think because it's powering that fan. That's not a very good look, and it's just stopped. Okay, well Thomas is giving a helping hand there, and now he's crashed, and then Percy's going to come along and say hello. You don't see that on YouTube every day, do you, boys and girls? And maybe I can make magic happen here. Yeah, that's embarrassing, isn't it? But if I give it a nudge, you know what's going to happen. It's going to go flying up there. Just like that. Well, the thing I like to say is if I'm having fun, you are going to have fun as well. I know there'll be some people who want to argue their points of this set because of what they've seen come out of the box. I'm just going to try the Crashing Salty. These are all toys that I recently caught up and reviewed with because I like to see playsets work with a variety of toys. And we'll just see how this one goes. I'll just give it a normal, normal play first. Yes, we didn't see that, did we? No, and we'll just see how Salty goes here, and maybe we'll set the catapult on the next run. Well, maybe we'll do it now. Let's send Crashing Salty to Planet X. You can see what happened there. It's triggered his crash thing, and then he's actually locked up. And I can't even push it forward. And in my books, that deserves a rubber chicken. Oh! Let's see if that happens again. It's one of those things that will probably never happen twice in a row. Or maybe make a total liar out of me. It did happen twice in a row. So you know what else can happen twice in a row? Yep, rubber chicken. Yes, we'll retire Salty in disgrace after being slapped by the rubber chicken twice. I've got my beautiful Tommy high-speed Thomas here. This is the true high-speed Thomas for the fact that it keeps its speed. Once you set that to double speed, man, it's a flyer. Okay, we'll just see how it goes in this play set. That's because it goes so fast, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't discount it. And just give it a normal run first. Notice how it's doing its double speed like all the time. And it's getting nobularized there. There's a new word for the Oxford Dictionary. And it's having trouble busting through that. Oh, I made it around that time. Let me set the catapult, see what happens, if we can get it to catapult, eh? Go, oh, what? Did you see that? The catapult's still set. Let's just see what happens here, looking very carefully. Oh, I don't want to go in too close in case it makes it up the gradient there. It's doing its best. I'll just give it the little... It doesn't trigger it. And it falls over there. That's confused the rubber chicken, and it's also confused me about what is going on there. The catapult is still set. Okay, let's just see what happens. Oh, I think I can sort of moment, isn't it? We'll just get this back on track. Oh, that is just so weird and wild, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. Doesn't trigger the catapult. Now, as far as I know, two things need to happen to trigger the catapult. Underneath these styles of trains, they're not as low to the tracks in a sense, that clevis piece there. And I think to trigger this, you've got to have two actions that go on. You need the train to be here, plus you need this to be pushed down a sufficient amount, and it should trigger like that, and it's scary too. Another way I can test this is because this is back when you could push the trains along like that and play with your trains like that you can't do anymore, boys and girls. Let me just push this through and see if I can trigger it. And believe me, it will leave my hands when that goes. No, I can't get it to go. Once more. So I want you to see everything that's going on here. Pushing it through, keeping it down. Oh, no, it doesn't trigger. You always wonder whether that's by design when you see things like that going on. What I will do is I'm going to give the Shooting Star Gordon with tender a go on this set. The Catapult is set, and so once I get Gordon going here, strange things are going to start happening. Oh, come on. You nearly couldn't make it over Gordon's hill there, and the tender's derailed. That's not a good look, Shooting Star Gordon. What are you doing to me? Don't play up at me like this. You're meant to be like the one that... Oh, get back on track. Good. Okay, over the back there, and hopefully we'll see a whammo. It's stuck in the Temple of Doom. At the back of the Temple of Doom is like a catch in a sense that I dare say breaks the engine, as in brakes as in slows down, not actually brakes as in snaps it. And that, yeah, that's just what's stopping Gordon from progressing through. And it also doesn't help when your tender's on its side. Just reset this and hopefully get Shooting Star Gordon to be a good train here. And a bit sluggish, maybe it needs... Going way too sluggish for my liking. Sorry for that interruption there. AAA batteries, I'm not a fan of them. Let's give Gordon a go with a fresh set of batteries. And maybe that's a smaller improvement in speed, but not much. I don't know what's going on there. And, oh, what is going on? I'll give Gordon a bit of a hand tease here. Oh, come on. Okay, it's going to go through. Ready to go, Gordon? Go. And it's stuck in the Temple of Doom with Harrison Ford. That's almost an exact repeat performance. I don't know why this is underperforming. It's a toy that's barely being used, although what I've noticed with Trackmaster 2, there are some that are just sluggish players, and maybe this is a classic example of it. Fresh batteries and all. Let me give Diesel 10 a go. And I'm yet to reset the Catapult, but I will reset it now. And I'm hoping this works. It's well, in a sense, for a longer format, but not really, if that makes any sense. Okay, go Diesel 10, go! Oh, yes! And yeah, Diesel 10 has made it round. Let me reset the Catapult like this in a very rough camera move, and we'll try and capture this moment again. Oh, that would have hurt Diesel 10. I can see even Pinchy opened up after that attack there. Let me get that back there. In fact, we'll give it another go. I'll put Pinchy down, reset the Catapult here, and Diesel 10 will come around and do the funky thing, I hope. Yeah, go! Yes. Made it through. It's nice. It's working with enough other engines, I think, to make me happy. One more time for Diesel 10. Yes. And another time. Yes. And another time. Yo! Ouch. I think for the fact that things go wrong, don't write this set off. I think my favourite format is the Thomas that came with this set. That's the Turbo Jungle blah blah Thomas. And I think enough things work with this playset, and I'll get this explosives wagon back on again. I'll reset the Catapult, and even though this may go wrong, I think that's the fun. I think. Whoa, yeah, double speed at the back there, yes! And has scootled down and decided to play with the rubber chicken, but that's Thomas when he's not, you know, playing by himself. I like for the fact that you get these different styles of play depending on what you're doing here. Reset the cattle dog. Double speed and woo! Oh yeah, but that's alright. I'm quite happy Thomas is struggling and failing because that's all the fun, I think. And I just can't help myself, can I? Go Thomas, go! Yeah, I like it a lot. I can't stop playing now. And for you and for me, that's a very good sign, I hope. And I want you to really consider this playset. More for the fact it's, yeah, it's a bit of a one-trick pony, but sometimes I like taking that pony ride. Okay, I often warn against one-trick pony playsets. I was almost going to drag in that piece of the Sky High Jump playset that I picked up off the rubbish piles and laid in here to show you how ginormous that is versus this playset. Oh, I forgot to reset the cattle dog, didn't I? Oh, don't worry, I can reset it now. Because I know some people say it's a little bit like the Sky High Jump playset, but it's sort of not as well. Whoa, oh, what? It really is stuck in the Temple of Doom. I'll just get Thomas out of here and I'll just do another thing here because I'm playing and I like to play now. Let me just turn Thomas off. I'll put Thomas there, okay. I'll get the invisibility cloak, which is only half working because I can still see Thomas's wheels there, but I can't see his top. I've got to, yeah, I can feel him now. Actually, I've got to turn Thomas on to get the invisibility cloak on, and now I've got it on, and we'll reset this here. I wonder will it work with the invisibility cloak? Double speeding and yeah. Well, let's try that again. I'm a bit of a glutton for silly punishment. Reset the catapult. Double speed section there. Slippy slidey and woo! So there's something the Cloak of Invisibility is doing to Thomas there. Let me just reside on that Thomas there. And we'll just give Thomas a clean run without the invisibility cloak on. And I'll set the catapult again. Lovely. I haven't been resetting my Thunderbird's tree. Slippy slidey and woo! Oh, that sounded ominous. Now for some reason this Thomas isn't doing the flying leap like it should. It should be going in like this. Into there. I wonder what's going on here. Maybe if I slowed up that video I could understand it. I'll just watch one more time. Oh, it's almost done it. But we like failure. Oh, I like failure a lot actually. I think you can't get enough of failure in your life as long as it's not happening to you. Okay, and oh yes. Double speed there, double speed there, slippy slidey, and it's a nice safe run because we have not set the catapult and under the Temple of Doom. Let me have my final bits to say about this playset. Yes, there are things that I like, there are things that I dislike, but as a jump up and fun playset that comes out of the box, it's easy to assemble, it's got a lot of eye candy and an interesting Thomas, sort of give us some nice high marks. As for something that would connect to a standard, well, let's play train sort of railway, well, it doesn't get many marks at all. Let me just capture Thomas here and make him quiet while I have my final bit to say here. I like the Thomas in this set. It's a bit of a gimmicky Thomas, strange. It's got a different coupling on the back, a clip connector type coupling. It only works as a gimmick because of this part here that you can set to fast or slow. Thunderbird trees, I'll always applaud those being on play sets. This sort of no track slippy slidey bit, Thomas in the Jungle bit, I quite like, but I think the most amazing part is this catapult. This makes this play set. And really that part there sets up the jeopardy of the toy. Toys are great when they've got jeopardy, and then you come to this part here, it's a make or break of Thomas. You either go under the Temple of Doom or you go through the Temple of Doom. If you meet Indiana Jones or whoever, Harrison Ford, you might be lucky. Another speed thing there. Yes, it's got really quite a few different elements that are something that you're not going to see in too many other toy train sets. Of course, I can make this set look amazing by showing you some slow motion fails of the playset, all of it working, and that's the thing. Although my son said he's got slow motion eyes and children see things different to adults, in doing this review I had fun. That's a very, very important thing for me to say to you. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for this toy. I did a Google review of the shop where I picked up this toy. Maybe you can put two and two together. But do I feel like I got value for money here? Well, it's got a special Thomas, it's got an unusual playset. I think it's a nice large playset, and if this came out under the Christmas tree at Christmas time, I think the child who received this would be a very, very happy Thomas camper. When I did the thumbnail of the video, it's going to be something like this, and I know there are people who want to argue it and flag the video. Oh, the thumbnail's nothing like the video. Well, you tell me what part of the video best depicts this toy review. Okay, I think there was a dynamic moment like that. Okay, so let's stop arguing about that sort of pettiness that's on YouTube.